Hi again, everybody, and welcome into this Major Arena Soccer League broadcast on MASL TV and 38 The Spot. Alongside my broadcast partner, Eric Bergerud, I'm Nick Vassos. Hope you're having a great holiday weekend, and Happy New Year to you. All right, Kansas City and St. Louis. It's deja vu all over again. I've heard that somewhere before. Kansas City and St. Louis are playing out their regular season series with Game 4 tonight, and there is a cup on the line.
I-70 Series Cup. The Comets have won the first 3 games. They can clinch the cup this evening at Cable Dahmer Arena.
Well, with Duduka Carvalho tore his knee in last Sunday's game, he won't be available. That is going to put a lot of pressure on their leading scorer for the St. Louis.
And we've seen him already a few times. He's been great against the Comets. Daniel Torrealba, 6 goals, 1 assist. He likes to park out left and then cut inside, and so Comets defenders are going to have to be aware of that tonight.
Entering the chat would be one Chad Vandergriff, who entered an exclusive club, Mr. Bergerud.
He did against St. Louis last weekend. Only the second defender in MASL history with 400 blocks. He'll look to have another great defensive effort this evening against his former team.
That's right. Comets have won 5 straight against St. Louis, although the last time that St. Louis won in this series, it was here at Cable Dahmer Arena. Kansas City and St. Louis coming up next, MASL TV.
Farm, brand new 1- and 2-bedroom apartments in Liberty, and the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Enjoy modern luxury living. From spacious walk-in closets to a 24-hour fitness center, we have you covered. And yes, your pets are welcome too. Stop by or visit us online to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home at the Bonavia at Withers Farm.
At Furniture Options, we make it easy to get comfortable fast. From individuals to businesses, we provide stylish, ready-to-live-in furniture within 2 business days. Choose your package, set your schedule. We'll take care of the heavy lifting. Furniture Options. Temporary furniture. Real comfort. Visit FurnitureOptions.com to get started.
Nobody does sports medicine like OSI does, which is why we are now the official sports medicine provider of the Kansas City Comets. We believe in a comprehensive, whole-person approach to medical care. We put in the work off the field so our players can succeed on the field.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
Is proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on MASL TV. MITRE is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com.
Great to have you here wherever you're watching across MASL TV or 38 The Spot. Alongside Eric Bergerud, I'm Nick Vassos. Lux Elzinga is on Silverstein Ice Center's field. We'll be hearing from Lux coming up in just a minute. Kansas City enters the game with a record of 5-2, 13 points. That's the top of the table early on in the MASL season. St. Louis 2-2-1, 6 points. That's good for 4th place in the MASL table. This is the 4th of 6 games between Kansas City and St. Louis. And as a quirk in the schedule would have it, the Comets and St. Louis are playing 4 consecutive games. And they're playing for a cup. And so we are underway. Kansas City wearing their all red. St. Louis is wearing white tops, white shorts trimmed in pink, and some of that teal green in there. And the Comets play it left to right here as we get going the first quarter. Paulo is in goal. Yes, he's in goal. He has been the man this entire season. He has played nearly every minute for the St. Louis ambush. And we're also going to see some faces that we haven't seen in a while, specifically Robbie Cristo, who has made the trip and is in the lineup here. The St. Louis ambush are down a target man with DeDuca tearing an ACL last week in Sunday afternoon's game, so they bring in Cristo to give him a little bit of target support.
Well, and we saw Mario Falzone here a few weeks back, saw him score a great goal against Kansas City this past game. We'll look forward to see what he does on the offensive side.
Ambush on the attack, driving it deep into left wing corner. That was Tristan Austin from Colorado. His pass broken up, and it's carried out by Henry Ramirez and passed back towards Chad Vandegrift. Nacho Flores, the team captain, he and Chad both go off. There's a new line in the back here. It's Debre Holloman as well as Lacia Tetsane. Lacia's got the ball just inside the half line. Swing it near side for Debre. Shout out to his dad, LeBaron. Here is Lucas Souza teeing up one from just beyond the arc. That didn't miss by much. Comets maintain and gather the rebound.
They've seen each other now a few games. They're going to see each other some more games. So it'd be interesting to see what adjustments both teams have made since last Sunday's shootout victory for the Comets in St. Charles.
Yeah, really close game last weekend down at St. Charles Arena, decided by shootouts. That's the first shootout that the Comets have been involved in 11 years.
Well, no, it's the first one they won.
The first one they won.
They had Tacoma came in a few years ago here and won in a shootout.
Thank you for that correction. St. Louis, I believe that's the first one in their franchise.
They're rare.
Yeah.
They're very rare.
St. Louis, a long one into the right corner for Robbie Cristo. He makes his first appearance. He's making his debut here tonight.
He scored a few goals over the years against the Comets.
Really good ones, too. Comets quickly get down the field, out to Marcel Berry. Marcel Berry playing his first home game of the season since last year. You might remember back on December 28th of 2024, sadly Marcel tore his Achilles tendon after getting out to a really hot start for the Comets. Spent all last year rehabbing and is now back on home turf here in Kansas City. It's great to see him back out there, Eric.
Who did he play against?
The St. Louis Ambush.
And who won that game?
The St. Louis Ambush. Last time they won.
The last time they won in this series, yeah.
Kansas City having won 5 straight against St. Louis. Here's Acosta. He's got it up top, shoots, and that one blocked by Cristo. Into the corner and chased in there. Colin O'Keefe is digging around the boards. So is Rion Marquez. Barry is there as well. Comets digging out of the board, swing it front and center for Acosta. Into the middle, back to Acosta. Acosta runs in on it, and Paulo gets a piece of that one. Nacho tries to send a second chance in, and that one kicked out.
Acosta skipped going home to West Chicago for Christmas. Actually put in minutes with the guys trying to get back into the form he expects to be in. And so that shows a lot of determination and commitment to stay in town when some other people were enjoying the holidays.
And also, in that stretch, Eric, as you know, the Comets did not practice Monday through Thursday. They had to practice Friday, and that's it. So over the course of the holidays. So the Comets have had a good rest away, but those specific players came in and did some additional training to try to sharpen up their skills. Here's Paulo, who leads the league in saves, which should surprise no one. And Germano off his line to head it out of bounds.
Good outlet pass there by Paulo. And once again, Falzone, they want to get him in the groove early. Scored a great goal getting past Debre Holloman last Sunday to pull St. Louis back in the game. But he's a guy, the assistant coach, GM Donnie Alberti, has told us to keep an eye on. They're really high on him.
Torrey Alba, of course, is someone who will be keeping an eye on.
6 goals, 1 assist.
Yeah, and then Jeff Michaud also.
He's had a good year already.
Yep, he sure has. And one player I don't see out there right now is Robert Williamson. I don't know if he actually has made the trip, so he might not be available for selection.
Yeah, and he was all over Zach Reggett in a really good way last game. And so at the post-game press conference with Coach Stokic, I asked what he thought about the man-marking decision that St. Louis did, and he said, I actually would prefer to have our targets guarded closely because it makes it easier for them to spin move. And so it'll be interesting to see how the Comets adjust against the St. Louis ambush defense.
Speaking of the Comets defense, Nacho went down on the log roll to block that one off the foot of Torrealba, and it took the Comets 15 blocks last Sunday just to get the game into overtime and then eventually shootouts.
Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear.
5 minutes have gone by here in this opening frame between St. Louis and Kansas City. Comets have won the first 3 games of the 6-game series. Here's Rian Marquez, pretty far away from the goal, plays it back to Holloman. Now leaves that one for Henry Ramirez, back to Holloman. Left side it goes to Acosta. And again, a win here can put the Comets' I-70 Series success on the Spectrum Trophy back in the trophy case and keep it here in Kansas City with a win.
You know what the I-70 Series Cup has in common with the Central Cup, Nick?
Oh, I know you know. What is it?
That the Kansas City Comets are the only team to have won both.
That's a good nugget right there, EB. Steal from Acosta. Here's Acosta.
Oh, he had
it off. Cristo got in the way, and Acosta probably ought to taken that one.
I think they were giving him the shot.
Now Marquez tees one up. That's into the netting. Goalkeeper distribution coming up for St. Louis.
Think you can predict the MASL? Head over to nxtbets.com to place your wagers on all the MASL action this season.
8:50 to play in the first. No score between KC and St. Louis. Comets challenge to that entry pass from Paulo, and they win the ball back. Here's Nathan Dirtle, one of the youngsters. He's out of Columbia, Missouri. Played for Columbia College. Same college as Neto.
And Lucia Tetzani.
Yeah, thank you. Zach, can he turn? Zach tries. That one blocked by O'Keefe. And picked up by St. Louis. Riley Urey running along with the ball. Vandergrift's got a mark on the player. Vandergrift goes down and is shaken up on the play. Looks like he's right
Once
back
again,
up.
Falzoni trying to get him in space early.
A long ball. Paulo comes off his line. Plays it over to Barry. Barry cuts it back to the left. His touch lets him down just a little bit. He'll play it back to Holloman. Barry goes off. And Lennis comes on. Comets will cycle up their offense. Under 8 to play in the first. Comets out shooting St. Louis early, 3-1. Here is Lucas Souza moving to his left, rolls one. Oh, that one almost snuck in. That was just wide to the right. Can Zach Reggett pick up the loose ball? And he's got his boots on it. Now he turns and faces, chips it over the defense. Off the wall, Lucas lets it run through to Lennis. Lunas dancing with the ball, plays it front and center for Dirtle. Souza goes off, Acosta comes on. Line change for Kansas City.
Has the feel of the last game where defensively to start and we'll look for teams to pick their opportunities in the transition game.
Here's Marquez playing it into the corner for Lennis. Bounces off. Nacho thought about measuring it. St. Louis will kick it out of the zone. Here's Kansas City. 5-2 on the year. Marquez out wide, flipped over to Nacho on the volley. Oh. Boy, good try there from Rian to Nacho. But nothing decided so far. We are scoreless early on in.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I call DM Law?
Because whether you have a $10,000 fender bender or a multi-million-dollar case, we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. A client of ours was in a wreck and had a minor head injury. We were still able to put over $23,000 in his pocket. Another client of ours had a severe leg injury, and we got them $1.1 million.
Big case or small, Mike's got this.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Hurt in a car wreck? Call 405-900-9000.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Got it! Goal! It is Nacho! Comets win game one! He does the game winner! For the Dudes and for the Zords! Oh my! And he
Welcome back to the Cable Dahmer Arena for the Success on the Spectrum I-70 series between the Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Ambush. Though we are scoreless here going into the last 6 minutes of the first period, I got to tell you, who I'm watching for the St. Louis Ambush is Daniel Torrealba. He had an incredible rookie season. Absolutely amazing for the Texas Outlaws. Just about 1 point per game averaging, and he's already had 7 points in the 5 games that he's played with the Ambush, so we can expect to see some productivity from him. Eric, Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they're really going to have to lean on him tonight for sure, Lux, here with Duduka out and some other players out as well. He's a very talented player in his second year, so we'll keep an eye on him. Lux Elzinga down on the Silverstein Ice Center's field. We'll check back in with you in just a moment, out of bounds off of St. Louis.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more.
Jeff Michaud in there along with Will Eske. 6:17 left in this opening frame. No score between KC and St. Louis. Into the corner for Axel Chacunte. Axel's been out. This is just his second game of the season. In fact, there are as many as 6 players who have played only one game this season and not listed on the injury list. They just have not appeared in a game, and don't know if that's coach's decision or something else. Anyway, they've got a couple back. Axel Chacunte, Zach Drouet, and Riley Urey are back in the lineups for St. Louis after playing just one game so far this season.
Axel also spent time with the Outlaws too, so interesting lineup changes for both teams, and I would expect they play again on New Year's Eve in St. Louis, and I would expect to see both teams adjust their lineups once again before they come back here next Sunday.
Oh my gosh, I know. Off the boards, Zach Reggett. Torrealba disrupted that play. Barry chests it down for Vandegrift, sends it over to Sosa. Sosa into the corner for Reggett. Reggett looking to turn, rolls it, flicks it back, shot, save. Paulo leads the league in saves. He also has a really good save percentage at over 70%. And he's played nearly every minute for the Ambush. Just incredible athlete Paulo is. Lucas got a piece of that one. Michaud with the log roll. Bangs it back in.
The lights are bright and the fans are loud. It's the St. Louis Ambush taking on the Kansas City Comets. Stream it live on MASL Plus TV and replay the game on demand. Clip it, share it, live it again. Make sure to favorite your team to get instant updates on every game. That's MASLplus.tv.
Christian Briggs goes back to tally the loose ball. Took a funny hop, and Paulo, full extension, got a piece of that one right on the fingertips. A quick outlet trying to get it to Robbie Cristo. Robbie stiff-arming Holloman away, goes across the field to Briggs. Out wide right, Tristan Austin, who centers the ball. No one there for St. Louis. Kansas City trying to go back the other way. Falsoni is there along with Nacho. Now Tristan Austin flicks it over to Cristo. He fires one, still got a rocket of a shot, and Edgemato couldn't save that hot potato.
We were calling a game on radio a few seasons ago in St. Louis. We see what he can do, and cannon of a right foot.
Edgemato shepherds that one over
to
Nacho. Nacho with the giveaway. Here's O'Keefe, and that one's stuffed by Edgemato. Ball is still loose. Phil's got his mitts on it, and Kansas City dodges trouble.
That you can't make it that easy with any team in the league. Should have been 1-0 St. Louis.
Reggett looking for a call there. Both teams play on. Here comes O'Keefe once again down the left side. Shot! That one just wide. That was Larson Rogers.
Good step by Michaud.
Falsone. Correction, Colin O'Keefe. But now the Comets take over in their last third. They roll it up the far touchline to Rion. Marquez.
Good turn.
Turns on Chacunte. Kansas City off to the races. Rion shoots.
Good block.
Good block by St. Louis. Kansas City trying to hustle and keep the ball, but they commit a foul. It's going to be against Tetsane.
Take a look here. Just felt the board spun off there. Thought he had good shot.
Oh, what a block.
Randy Martinez is what it looked like.
Yeah. He's one of the players who have stepped up in the absence of several so far early on this season. Here's Will Eske trying to come up with a rebound. Pinballs to Acosta. He kicks it out towards the half line. Torrealba touches it back to Michaud. Now up there towards Riley Urey. Riley Urey looking to get it to Falsone, and then it's kicked back towards St. Louis' side of the field. Paulo off his line. Gets it to a teammate. Good move there by St. Louis. A give and go from the boards. And a foul is called on St. Louis.
Once again, that was Martinez, too. He's getting
Randy
himself in all the
Martinez,
action there. Just a little in front of him. But you see St. Louis, they're putting pieces together. It's just that final connection. The difference between a 0-0 game and a 1-0 or a 2-0 game.
13 minutes in. No score between KC and St. Louis. Torrealba had it knocked away by the Comets. St. Louis gets it back. Michaud.
Good dummy.
Up to Torrealba and then forward to Eske. Eske turns, fires, and Eske bangs it off the side netting. St. Louis on the board first. It's 1-0.
Those were a terrific play there on the side. So Michaud plays the ball through. Dummy by Torrealba. Eske makes the run. Look at the cut. Got Ramirez to commit. Went far post. Credit the assist to Michaud, but Torrealba should get an asterisk assist for leaving it through. And 1-0 St. Louis. They did connect that time, Nick.
Will Eske, team captain from Urbana, Maryland. That's his third goal of the season. And Jeff Michaud picks up his fourth assist. Comets back the other way. Marquez was looking for something as he goes down in the box. Hands up in the air. By the way, our officials tonight are Kyle Atkins in his 10th year. The referee is Kyle Armstrong. The assistant referee is Zaid Umar. Fourth official is Lucas Cujillo. There's a shot off the glass from Acosta. Rebounds to the far side. Zach chases it down, hits it on the volley, and up and over the glass it goes.
It's not enough for Ryan Sigich to keep scheduling Bryans here. 2 Kyles in a game.
So, a very amusing comment made by a public address announcer, Nate Herron, saying that, hey, fans, if you want to complain, just say Kyle. It's Kyle's fault. Kyle, what are you doing? That way you can address both of them at the same time. Here's Acosta picking up the bouncing ball, settling on the right wing. Here's Nacho's got some open space. Nacho cuts it back to, that's Ramirez, I believe, on the far side. My eyes are getting a little bit not as good as they used to be. Nacho fakes a shot, right side Acosta. Here's Acosta, moves to his right, good move, and could not put that one on frame. 40 seconds left. Here's Nacho, he'll tee one up. That one blocked, comes to the feet of Robbie Christo, and he'll just kick it long. Hedjamadu, almost a heavy touch there, but he gets it over to Lennis. 26 seconds left. Lennis into the target to Rion. Shoots! Oh, what a save by Paulo. Great turn by Rion, and even a better save by Paulo, another try by Rion, and that one goes up and over the glass. It'll stay with Kansas City.
Mentioned Kyle Atkins, huge experience indoor, outdoor. He's also done international games. Did the Flamengo Paris Saint-Germain International Cup game in Doha. So somebody with a lot of experience.
Yep. Nacho looking for far post. Rion picks up the rebound and puts it through. Kansas City has leveled this game. Nacho to Rion. We're tied at 1.
Take a look at this on the replay. Tetsane just lays it off, and the defender commits early, and just a little scoop shot there to get it over the right hand of Paulo. It's 1-1. Take a look from behind the goal. Just one touch, scooped it over, nothing that Paulo could do other than encourages defenders not to leave Nacho undefended there on that first pass, but really nothing the St. Louis defense could do. Well executed set piece by the Comets.
And the Comets get it level just before the end of the first quarter. Marquez, his 8th on the year. Nacho, his 2nd assist. Dominic Francis rolls it up Main Street. Horn sounds, and that's it. First 15 minutes are in the books. We've had end-to-end action here between these two in-state rivals, Kansas City and St. Louis, tied at 1. We are now headed into the second quarter. Stay with us here on 38th The Spot and MASL TV.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bastiavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. And the special guest this past week was none other than St. Louis Ambush midfielder Will Eske, who spent a lot of time chatting with Alex and Phil. And he brought his hair game compared to the normal hosts, but it was a good chat, and very nice of Will to spend so much time with them. Yeah, there's the hair game, Will Eske.
Yep. Said a lot about how the team is sort of, they've got a good locker room, what he said. Also, that Jeff Michaud should get a little love. He said his teammate Michaud has had a really good start to the season. And St. Louis, they too have had a 2-2-1. It certainly is better than some of the recent starts that they've had. So some promising happening on the other side of the state in St. Louis.
No, I think we saw at the end of last season they're turning the corner, and I think this year what you're seeing is any 6 teams might be in the playoffs, and so you just have to get points where you can get them, and so getting 1 point, 2 points, 3 points here, anything would be progress for the St. Louis Ambush.
I also would like to remind myself that St. Louis took the Chihuahua Savage down to the very bitter end. Zach Riggin picks it up and buries it. It's 2-1. Comets have their first lead of the game. Zach showing a little bit of love for his former teammate, Stefan Mijatovic, who was put on waivers earlier this week. Zach showing him a little bit of love.
We'll take a look at the replay. Just a loose ball. I think Henry Ramirez will get credit for the assist there. There's Ramirez. Past one defender, past 2 defenders, and just calmly slaughtered it in the left corner.
That's already goal number 10 for Zach and for Henry. Henry, that's assist number 5 for Henry Ramirez. Kansas City 2, St. Louis 1. Get it into Martinez. And Andreos making his first appearance in the game. Gets it out to Souza. Souza off the boards. Dirtle tried to hit the rebound. Could not put it on frame.
Oh, and Marcel Berry came up limping. Barely got off the field. So Ejimadu had to rush out to intercept that loose pass. Once again, St. Louis looking to counter right away, beating Kansas City in the transition game. We'll keep an eye on Marcel Berry just to see that leg is okay. Oh, giveaway.
There's a giveaway. Torrey Alba, look out, folks. Shot. Goal, St. Louis. And it is Torrey Alba.
Showing some love to the Kansas City fans. Take a look on the replay. So looking to hit Dirtle, but Torrey Alba easily saw it, and he was like, I'm just going to go short post here. One touch. Saw Vandegrift go one way, Ejimadu go the other, and he's like, I'm just going to go right through them. We'll see it from behind the goal. Literally put it right between them.
Good player. They've got themselves a good one. For Torrey Alba, that is goal number 7 on the year, and you consider that no other player on this team has more than 3, except for, of course, Torrey Alba. So they're going to have to lean on him tonight. We are level once again at 2.
I know the season's early, Nick, but arguably the most significant free agent pickup.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I think that's right. Shot, that one off the short post. That was off the foot of O'Keefe. Ambush hold on to it and play it back out front and center. Robbie Cristo in the center circle. Rolls it over to Eske. Eske flicked back for Michaud. He's double teamed. And then comes back around for Rogers. Now Eske again. Eske moving to his left. Eske will play it off the boards. Ejimadu reaches into the air and snares it for KC. Up to Acosta. Acosta's pass off the mark to Reggett. It drops right at the foot of Cristo. And Michaud went over to Eske. Back to Michaud. Michaud will play it into the corner.
Eske was calling for it, and nobody saw him.
Riley Urey instead has the ball on the left side. Back to Martinez. And then Michaud plays forward to Rogers. Shot across the goal mouth. That one was Falsone. Comets trying to dig it out of their last third. St. Louis looks threatening here in the first 5 minutes of this second quarter. Kansas City out with the ball now. Lennis trying to lead Acosta down the field, and it's picked up there by Martinez. He gets it up to Michaud, who plays it up to Urey. Yurley trying to get it to Falsone, making a run to the far post. Could not make the connection. Rebound, saved off the line by Vandegrift. The current defender of the year does it again.
Mentioned at the onset of the game, he joined the 400 club with former Comets defender Berto Palmer of the Empire Strikers, the only two players to have 400 blocks in MASL's history. Add another block to that total, Nick.
Vandegrift playing in his final year of his contract. He'll be a free agent at the end of the season.
You keep talking about free agents at the end of the season, Nick. Didn't you do that last game?
Mashad up to Drewy. Into the corner. Kicked away by Tetsane of the Comets. And then played forward up to Andreos, who's got a full head of steam but had that one knocked away. Chalbot making his first appearance. He's out of Venezuela. He hasn't played yet this season, but getting a shift here tonight. Mashad into the corner for Chacunte. Now at Torrealba from distance. That one broken up by the Comets. Rebound comes off to Mashad.
We were talking with a member of the Comets front office before the game. He was saying Comets players need to just shoot. And when you watch Daniel Torrealba, he has no fear of shooting anywhere anytime he gets the ball.
Ejimadu using that big arm, throws it long. Souza rose up like a fish out of the water to try to head it. Goes to St. Louis, I should say. Paulo, ageless Paulo, kicks it, bounces a couple of times off the turf. Falsone gets a head on it. Now O'Keefe over there battling. Here comes Andreos and Tetsane.
Wide open on the far side.
Here he is. Look out, folks. Oh, what a save by Ejimadu. And then kicked out of bounds, and that'll give St. Louis a restart at the top of the arc. Ejimadu.
Torrealba was wide open.
And they
Great
got the ball.
Pass from Colin O'Keefe. Better save from Philip Ejimadu, who slid over.
Oh, my gosh. Incredible.
Really good opportunity here for St. Louis, top of the arc restart, looking to go ahead 3-2.
Ejimadu sets the wall. Looks like Martinez will trigger the restart. He's got Mashad to the left and Falsone to the right. Now down to the corner to Eske. Shot save, Ejimadu. And the Comets will try to work it out. Andreos gets tripped up. Nope, no whistle. Still battling for the ball on the far boards. Comes out to Dirtle. Now they get it over to Holloway. Forward to Andreos. Andreos shoots. Save! Paulo!
Goalkeeping on both sides, Nick.
Oh, man, what a display. Pushed from the back by Vandegrift. And Vandegrift gives Kyle Armstrong a little bit of piece of his mind.
Great one-time pass from Holloman. Andreos wanted to go across the body. Great goalkeeping to read that.
There's Paulo.
Francis took one in, it looks like in the chest, maybe?
Yeah, hope he just got the air knocked out of him and nothing more serious. It's Dom Francis returning to Kansas City after spending time in 2021 with the team on loan from Harrisburg. There's Dom. He's up on his feet. He'll track off the field. Let's hope it's just he got the breath knocked out of him. Nothing more serious. St. Louis ball. Paulo lifts one into the corner. Lennis with a touch on the rebound. Pair of white jerseys are over there. Mashad gets a touch on it. Zach Drewy try to kick it down to the corner. Gets the ball back. Now goes forward. Shoots. And that one wide. Rebound shot. No good. Ejimadu got a piece of that one. I think that might have been Tristan Austin over there.
I would suspect Coach Stokic is going to have a word with the team here during the media timeout. Too many players running in space wide open. Nobody's checking on the backside.
Paulo will try the right corner this time. A little bit off the mark and out of bounds. Turns it over to Kansas City with 8:07 to play until half.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on X. While you're there, check out and follow the Comets social media feeds. Jack Williams, busy cutting video highlights from this game, and before that, Baltimore-Milwaukee, and we'll share that final score in a minute.
Zach Reggett, far post for Holloman. Couldn't put a boot on that one. He got tangled up with Chacunte. Reggett back with the ball. We're tied at 2. About halfway through the second quarter. And both teams play on. It's kicked out of bounds. That's off of St. Louis. And we're going to have a timeout. We'll have a timeout here. Goals by Reggett and Torrey Alba have this game tied at 2. Let's take a break and send you back.
Okay.
Seven minutes, 32 seconds left here in the second period. Tied 2-2. Ambush on the scoreboard by exactly who I told you was going to be scoring tonight, William Eske and Daniel Torrealba. But I got to talk about the defense for Kansas City Comets. Chad Vandergriff hitting his 400th career block, second only in MASL history, just following Berto Palmer, one of our former Kansas City Comets. 20 blocks already on the season, 2 assists in just 6 games, and we know that we're going to get much, much more from him as he continues to produce both on defense and on offense. Back into the action, Nick, Eric.
Lux, thanks. We'll check back. 7:32, and off the glass, a funny angle, and Paulo had some trouble gathering that one in. Kicked out by St. Louis, held on the half line by the Comets. Coming up at halftime, we'll have an interesting conversation with Comet the dog, who has showed up here just to the right of our booth. Here's a long drive by Lennis. That one did not curl in. Stays with Kansas City. Now Reggett tries one from long distance. He goes low. Dom Francis back out on the field. So, yeah, maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him and he's okay. So, yeah, Comet the dog. It'll be interesting to hear from Comet the dog. I always wondered what kind of dog is Comet the dog?
Surely some viewer out there knows the answer to this.
I mean, he's got to be like a retriever of some kind, right? I would think. He likes best ball retriever in MASL, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He didn't need a microphone for his interview. You're just going to have to check it out.
Okay. We'll do that.
Well, when you're Comet the dog, the mascot, you don't talk, so why would you need a microphone?
True. Then again, I would say, how would Marcel Berry's back on the field after being shaken up a little bit earlier this quarter, so that's good news for KC. But yeah, so how would you even conduct an interview like that, man? You're good. I don't know how you do it.
You're just going to have to tune in like everybody else at halftime and find this out.
Long ball to St. Louis. Zach Drouet trying to run up on this one. Rolls into the corner, goes off the boards. Spinning shot. is saved. That one off the foot of Tristan Austin. Ejimadu lowers it out to Nacho. Under 6 to play in the first half. We'll also take you around the MASL. And we had one other game earlier today.
4 goals from Mello, the first star of the game. Baltimore Blast, 2-0 at home to beat the Milwaukee Wave 10-7. And they got off to an early lead, 6-1.
Marquez, a beautiful give and go. Rub those hands, Rion. His second of the night gives Kansas City its second lead.
Let's take a look at the replay. His good friend Lucas Sosa gets it started. Holloman will just knock the ball around, and it's Cristo on defense against.
Good ball by Lennis.
Yeah, I was going to say by Marquez. He takes a step left, cuts right, and a little pick there. Run by Mikey Lennis. I don't think enough for St. Louis to challenge on that. Just Mikey Lennis was there. Good give and go. Good first step there by Marquez to fake Cristo left, cut right. He's enjoying it. 3-2 Comets.
Marquez now with 9 on the year. Mikey Lennis, his second helper of the season. Kansas City 3, St. Louis 2.
Our friend Pete Richmeyer works for the Comets, the Comets stars in the league. He says that he thinks. Hold that thought.
Here is Reggae with another chance and another goal. Zach joins Rion with his second of the night, number 11 on the year, and the Comets extend their lead 4-2.
So we mentioned earlier on, Coach Stokic kind of challenged his targets after last game where they were both shut down. Tetsane with the entry pass. A little bit of a Walla, but he took a dribble off that, so it's not a pure Walla scorer. But Henry Ramirez once again on the pass, Nick. There's the pass off the boards. One touch, and we're going to go behind Paulo. Nothing he can do. He had 2 defenders dive in front of him. It's 4-2 Comets.
Henry Ramirez, his 6th assist of the season. He's become quite the playmaker for Kansas City. And again, Zach Reggett, number 11 on the year. KC leads at 4-2. Everybody having fun so far there on the Comet bench, but it's still early. 5 minutes to play. Dangerous ball and out in front of the Comets goal. Now Mashad. Finish that story with Pete Richmeyer here in just a second. Here's Mashad. Mashad, full flaps. He's double teamed now in the corner by Barry and Dirtle. Here comes Andoreos. And the ball squirts out to Mashad. Mashad stumbling forward a little bit. Kicked back in by Rogers. And now Ejimadu throws it long. SK heads it back towards the center circle.
Good touch there by Francis just to get it back to Lennis.
Here's Lennis.
So Pete Richmeyer answered your question. What kind of breed is Comet?
Yeah.
He's a golden retriever. Get it? Good cut.
Golden. Yeah, I got it.
And look at SK making the run on the far side. And once again, there's space there. But once again, St. Louis didn't see their runner. And that's been St. Louis's game plan against the Comets the last 2 seasons is to break somebody down the right side. They feel like they've got opportunities in the transition game there.
Kick it right for Tristan Austin. Austin giving ground, double team near the referee's crease. Comets have it. Here comes Henry Ramirez. Ramirez cuts it back to his right, runs into traffic, and instead will play it away from the goal back to Vandegrift.
Good block there by Tristan Austin. Sure his dad's watching.
Yep.
Good friend of the broadcast.
Reggett back out on the field after scoring his latest goal. Leaves it for Vandegrift. That one kind of rolled under his foot. Retrieves it. Nacho goes back to Ejimadu. Under 3 to play in the first half. Ejimadu off the glass, looking out front. Vandegrift now Drouet with a touch. Nacho trying to settle it for KC. Wins it over to Vandegrift.
St. Louis dropping 5 behind the ball.
Souza over to Barry. Souza. He shoots with his left foot. That one skipped in there. Paulo, and
Look
he's
for the
got it.
sub off the bench, but Paulo decided to go short. There was a team historically that was excellent at putting 5 guys behind the ball and counterattacking. That was the Dallas Sidekicks, 1987 champions with Tattoo, their leading goal scorer. But they played disciplined defense, and on the counter, they were lethal. And it looks like St. Louis, that's the approach they're going to take at least against Kansas City.
Good thing that Holloman was right there. He read that play beautifully. Nacho trying to get Holloman the ball. He and Machad battle in the referee's crease. On back to Andreos. Christian to Ejimadu. Ejimadu with some high pressure turns it over. Robbie Cristo to the corner. O'Keefe can't handle the ball, and it rolls into Philip Ejimadu. Ejimadu throwing long for Ramirez in the corner. Riley Uri battling him in there. And Ramirez able to get a touch to Acosta, who shoots. Save! Paulo. A blistering shot off the foot of Acosta.
They've been tough defensively, St. Louis has, and Kansas City, I think, just looking for space. They see the shots open at Paulo. Paulo's just been up to the task tonight.
1:13 to play in the first half. 4-2 KC. Here's Holloman. That's Tetsane. On up to Lennis. And Lennis is going to be called for a foul, and here comes a card.
I think that was directed not just at the bench, but at Coach Stokic. See if we get a replay on this. Lennis in the boards. And it looks like he swiped back with maybe his right. Let's look from another angle. Torrealba coming in, 2 hands there. Lennis comes back with, it wasn't with an elbow.
And head coach Stefan Stokic is still chewing on the refs.
Well, he was wanting the first one. The second one was definitely a foul. So I think what he's probably arguing is my guy got pushed with 2 hands. He pushed back with 1, but ultimately, not every touch is a foul. Otherwise, we'd never get these games over with.
Had the Heartland Awards a little bit earlier this evening, and that youngster got a medal. Here's Acosta. Step over a few times, shot, save. Paulo doing it again.
Costas look good tonight.
Yeah.
That extra training this week looks like it's paying off. It's just Paulo, great positioning on some of these shots coming from outside the box.
Paulo down on the ground away from the goal.
What a save.
Oh, incredible, Paulo. Wow.
He was about to be chipped, and look at that. He gets the ball out of play without kicking it into the stands, just doing it both ways with his hands and with his feet.
That is just, look at this, fans, at this last exchange. That is Paulo retreating and making a save going back after coming off his line. Oh, my gosh. Can't say enough about St. Louis's keeper. Here's one from downtown. That one from Lucia. Paulo makes the save, and we're at halftime. Wow. What an end to the second quarter. Comets looking threatening there in the last 5 minutes of the half. Kansas City leading 4-2 on goals by Marquez, Reggett, Marquez again, and Reggett again. So 2 from Zach, 2 from Rayon, and 1. No, that's all. That's all you need to do, Nick. You don't need to count anymore. Stop counting.
You were doing great.
I was doing great there. All right, let's go down to Lux Elzinga. She's got the head coach, Stefan Stokic. Lux?
Coach, out of your game plan tonight, what are the gentlemen doing well?
I mean, I think our offensive creativity behind the yellow has been great. We create a lot of shots. I think we should have had a couple more goals. But I think, the creativity is there, the movement is there, and the game plan's working.
Well, no lead is safe in the MASL. What do they need to do to take this into the next round?
I think we've been struggling in the third quarters in the past game, so I'm hoping that in the third quarter we're able to capitalize on the chances that we have and kind of close the game out.
Good luck, Coach. Nick and Eric, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Lux. Let's take a break. And we will have, coming up at halftime, Eric's interview with Comet the Dog. We'll also take you around the MASL in 5 minutes, and we'll try to squeeze in a few first half highlights.
The Bonavia at Withers Farm, brand new 1 and 2 bedroom apartments in Liberty, and the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Enjoy modern luxury living. From spacious walk-in closets to a 24-hour fitness center, we have you covered. And yes, your pets are welcome too. Stop by or visit us online to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home at the Bonavia at Withers Farm.
At Furniture Options, we make it easy to get comfortable fast. From individuals to businesses, we provide stylish, ready-to-live-in furniture within 2 business days. Choose your package, set your schedule. We'll take care of the heavy lifting. Furniture Options. Temporary furniture. Real comfort. Visit FurnitureOptions.com to get started.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at Cable Dahmer Arena, the St. Louis Ambush versus the Kansas City Comets. And speaking of the Comets, we're joined by the legendary Comet mascot, Comet the Dog. Comet, it's always a pleasure on MASL TV. Are you ready to answer some serious journalism tonight? Positively. Okay, let's start with a big one. What's your favorite pump-up song after the Comets take the turf? Yeah, I figured this one. Who let the dogs out? Nice. Okay, different kind of question. After the match, it's celebration time. What's your favorite victory food of choice? Nice. Of course, you're in Kansas City, Pit Stop Barbecue. Okay, different kind of question, Comet. You've been busy all year. You've had school visits, community events, and reading programs. What's your favorite part of meeting kids across Kansas City? Oh, that's great. Hugs and high fives all over the place, Comet. Speaking of kids, I've heard you might be having something special dropping in January, something with pages, pictures, and paw prints. What can you tell us without your publisher calling a timeout on this interview? Comet finds his way. Coming soon in January. That's awesome. Okay, different kind of question, Comet. When you're here at Cable Dahmer Arena, what's the best way for fans to get your attention during a match? Snacks. Give me some snacks. That's pretty funny. And, of course, barbecue is one of your favorites, of course. So for fans watching at home who want to follow your antics, where can they follow Comet the Dog on social media? Okay, so I see you're on Instagram at mascot_Comet. Comet the Dog on Facebook, and you even have Comet the Dog. You're multiple sites. That's very cool. Okay, final question for you, Comet. This, I hope, is an easy one. A final word to Comets Nation before we return to action. What's your message tonight? There you go. Let's go Comets. We've been joined today at halftime by Kansas City Comets legendary mascot Comet the Dog. He's here all the time at Cable Dahmer Arena and makes dozens of mascot appearances across the metro area. Thanks for joining us tonight. Enjoy the second half, Comet, and let me be the first to wish you Happy New Year. Okay, Comets fans, we'll be back for the second half of action. You're watching Kansas City Comets soccer on MASL TV and 38 this.
Nobody does sports medicine like OSI does, which is why we are now the official sports medicine provider of the Kansas City Comets. We believe in a comprehensive, whole-person approach to medical care. We put in the work off the field so our players can succeed on the field.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
Welcome to the annual Success on the Spectrum Autism Festival.
Autism Festival is a celebration of acceptance and community, hosted by Success on the Spectrums all over the country. This special event is all about bringing families together in a fun, supportive, and completely judgment-free environment. Here, individuals with autism can simply be themselves, surrounded by understanding, kindness, and joy. From exciting activities to local resources, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Join us as we create lasting memories and continue building a more inclusive world for all.
Shoot! He scores!
Alex Bastivansky here in our MASL studio. What's going on, everyone? Hope you had an absolutely incredible week. There's a lot that's gone down over the past few days. Let's take a look at that, plus at what's coming up in the league this week.
Into the post. Flores turning, shot, save, rebound, follow! He scores! And Milwaukee wins it 7-6!
Not a bad home opener for the Milwaukee Wave last week. They were taking on old school rivals Baltimore, and they gave their fans something to cheer about, but they made them wait for it. The Blast was up by 2 heading into the final quarter, but they couldn't shut the door. Mario Alvarez tied it up with just 32 ticks left on the clock, and of course Sanchez won it in overtime. St. Louis is proving to be one of the best stories in the league this season. They marched into Empire and managed to hold off the Strikers 5-4, and in the process picked up their first ever win against Empire. The Strikers tried to get back on track against Tacoma the next day, but they fell victim to the best story in the MASL so far, Tacoma. The Stars improved to 3-0 on the campaign, picking up the tight 3-2 victory. St. Louis tried to keep its hot streak going at home against KC, but their Missouri rivals continued to be their Achilles heel. It was close, but no cigar for the boys from the Gateway City as they tied it up late in the fourth, but the Comets took this one in a shootout 3-2. They're now 3-0 on the campaign against their in-state rivals. Who was hot last week? Well, the man they call Super Mario was once again Mario Alvarez, instrumental in that Wave comeback against Baltimore, potting 2 goals, including the late tying marker that sent it into overtime. And the man they call the Brazilian Rob Lowe, Paulo Nascimento, He went 1-1, but was absolutely stellar in both contests. Overall, he stopped the ball 31 times over those 2 games, and he allowed only 6 goals. And his teammate Jeff Machad continues to have a rock-solid season for the resurgent Ambush. The MASL veteran is second on the squad in scoring so far. He posted 2 goals plus a helper over 2 games for the Ambush. He now has 3 goals and 3 assists on the campaign. New Year's Eve, 3 big matchups to check out. Baltimore and Utica to face the Blues, who have only played twice so far this season. They'll be trying to notch their first win of the campaign. Kickoff 3 p.m. Eastern. Say hi to my buddy Phil Levanco if you see him there. Empire traveling to Milwaukee to face the Wave, who have yet to lose in regulation time this year. 4:05 Eastern, the kickoff time. And these 2 teams will be sick of each other for the 6th time this season. St. Louis is facing KC, the Battle of Missouri. 4:05 Eastern kickoff at the Family Arena. Your scoring leaders, Zach Reagan continuing to lead the way with 14 points. Teammate Dom Francis in second. Sanchez in third with 9, tied with Andreos. And Rion Marquez rounding out your top 5 with 8 points. Players of the week, it's Philip Agimato taking the honor once again in goal. Alex Sanchez from Milwaukee getting the offensive nod, and Robert Palmer again getting the defensive honor this week. Let's start with Sanchez, absolutely instrumental in that comeback win over the Baltimore Blast. 4 goals in the contest, including the game winner, of course, in overtime. And Robert Palmer getting it done defensively as well as offensively. In 2 games, he had 4 points, and just as importantly, he had 4 blocks for the Strikers. And Philip Agimato, massive 23 saves in that shootout win over the St. Louis Ambush. Okay, it is time now for your plays of the week.
He's running down the bottom of your screen, cuts in on the right. Cox with a shot and an early goal. We're just over a minute played, and Jamel Juice Cox sets up
San Diego and Kansas City.
Middle of the box, Rivera turning shot and goal.
Watch this again on the replay. Good ball in by Silla.
Pop down field, Falzone trying to get turnage, juggles it over Hollyman. Falzone, he shoots, he scores! Oh, baby!
going at Briscoe. Little step over. He takes a strike. He beats Beretta near post. Where has that been all night for the Strikers? It's 3-2.
Isak is pressuring Carvalho. The pass into Williamson. He fires it and he scores.
Alex ahead for Mario. Walking in. Shot it a goal!
Correa's got John to his left. John in behind. John!
Be salivating 1v1. Torrealba, right foot, right into Ejimadu, and that is the ball game.
For the wave, and here he goes down the sideline.
Into the post. Flores turning, shot, save, rebound, follow! He scores! And Milwaukee wins it 7-6!
And that is going to wrap things up for this week. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we'd love to see you at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
Our menu is handcrafted to have something for everyone.
Everyone.
My favorite, the Butter Burger Deluxe.
Definitely cheese curds.
Chocolate frozen custard.
From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We'll make all your favorites fresh.
Fresh.
Fresh, just for you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Hey now, watch out, I'm a real star. See me from afar, shining like a shooting star. Hey now, watch out, I'm a real star.
When you have a financial partner that invests in every part of you,
you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Shot and a goal! It is Nacho! Comets win game one! Out to Reagan. He does the game winner! For the Dudes and for the Zords! And he
Inside Cable Dahmer Arena. Thanks for spending part of your weekend with us here on MASL TV in 38th spot. Comets lead at the half, 4-2 over their I-70 rivals. Let's show you what transpired in the first 30 minutes. And we begin with St. Louis's team captain. Will Eske got the game started with a goal, giving the St. Louis Ambush a 1-0 lead.
There we go. Oh, first of all, there's the cup.
There it is.
Had to get the fans all eager for another Kansas City-St. Louis rivalry game. But here you go. Great leave-off by Torrealba on a pass from Michaud. Cut back, got Ramirez to commit, and so SK decided, let's go far corner. 1-0 for the visitors from St. Louis.
Low-scoring game in the first quarter. Kansas City does answer back to get it level, and it's their leading scorer, the big Brazilian in the middle.
Nacho just put the ball through, scoop shot, 1-1.
Rion Marquez now with 9 goals. And then the teams would trade goals in the second quarter, 2 for St. Louis and 2 for Kansas City. Zach Reggett bags the brace, so does Rion Marquez. We are ready to go as we look live down on Silverstein Ice Center's field and that iconic Comets logo. St. Louis will begin the second half with the ball. Falsone is in the center circle.
We don't do a lot of stats on this show, but one of significance. First half, Paulo had 12 saves.
Seems about right. He's been great in spite of the score. Here's Acosta moving to his right, cutting back, shooting. And Paulo once again slams the door. That'll be save number 13 for Paulo, who leads the league in saves.
And that's why. And the Comets have been getting looks, but he just positions himself really well, and no fear there in terms of shot blocking.
Here comes a bit of pressure from Kansas City. Acosta closing in on Paulo. Sends it long. Now a battle for the ball. And Vandergrift launches it back high to the half line. St. Louis kicks it up to Eske. Eske's pass is intercepted by Lennis. He lost it back to St. Louis, but gets it right back. Lennis on the boards, and a foul called on St. Louis.
Subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube. You'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more. And we're on MASL TV on YouTube tonight.
Here's Ramirez down to Zach Reggett, and Reggett draws the foul. It's going to be Christian Briggs, the guilty party. Christian Briggs played at SLU. Now an assistant coach at Clayton High School. Restart for Kansas City. Nacho fakes it. Tetsane front and center to Acosta. It deflects off of Reggett. Stays in bounds. Pinballing around. Comes out to the ambush. Here come the ambush right to left. Tristan Austin with the ball. Correction, that was Rogers. Now down to Zach Drouet. Martinez, now Briggs, front and center. 4-2 our score. Comets out shooting St. Louis 24-18. A pass over to Drouet, and a foul called against Zach. Got tangled up with Tetsane, and Drouet may have made a bit of contact with the boards. Here's another look at it. Yeah, it kind of went in hard there, yeah. All right, Holloman. to Marquez, who has a pair of goals in the first half. Marquez turns the defender. Paulo comes out and kicks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Comets.
They started that really fast, and no Comets were off the bench. Nacho had a hustle just to get it off in time.
Yuri picks up the rebound, crosses into Comet territory.
Good job by Ejimadu getting off his line, not giving O'Keefe an angle to pass it to Chakute, and St. Louis will regroup.
Two minutes have gone by here in this third quarter. Comets leading 4-2. Kansas City 5-2 on the season, 13 points. That's top of the table in MASL. Here's Falsone, plays away from the goal, back to Michaud. Far side Cristo, who's making his debut here at Kansas City this season. And Riley Yuri almost got it over the top of Ejimadu. But now a whistle and a foul called against Falsone, who disagrees. But a pretty nifty play here by Yuri. Stays with it.
Tried to chip the goalie, and just a little too high. Falsone's been impressive, though.
Yuri giving the shove to Henry Ramirez. Now Holloman front and center for Dirtle. Henry wants the ball back. Henry moving to his right.
You heard Coach Stokic talk with Lux at halftime about the third quarter, which not just this season has been the last couple years, has been their Achilles heel. No pun intended, right?
Right.
It's just been difficult for them coming out of the locker room, and it's something clearly that he's cognizant of.
Robbie Cristo. Forward to Drouet. He kicks it off the boards. Comets look to touch it out, and they do. They get it to Dirtle.
1-on-3.
Dirtle offers them a little bit of speed in the back, and coach likes that. Play a little faster. Now Vandegrift, near side for Nathan Dirtle. And leaves it for Acosta. He rolls it forward to Reggett. Back to Nacho. 4 minutes have gone by so far in this third. Near side for Barry. Marcel playing in his first home game since last year. Here's Acosta. Got space. Acosta still going. Shoots, and wow! Leo Acosta. You're going to hang a star on that one. Comets lead 5-2.
Mentioned that he forewent Christmas with his family, and what did he do? Practice. Gets past Austin, cuts in, gets past the second defender, the third defender, and then he went across the goalkeeper. Nothing that Paulo could do. Let's watch it again. Good body control to hold the ball. Got two defenders to commit. 5-2 Comets.
Third goal of the season for Leo Acosta. And a 3-goal bold.
So he was an all-star last year, but sort of off to a slow start this year. Got the red card in that early game against St. Louis and hasn't really been able to connect a couple games. Clearly, he's been working hard. 5-2 Comets.
Let's see what St. Louis can do. Kansas City's opened up their biggest lead of the game. There's Torrey Alba. Now Rogers on back to Briggs. Forward looking for O'Keefe. Now over to Chacunte. Here's Chacunte, Axel Chacunte. He is from Cameroon. Ejimadu way off his line. It's going to go off of Kansas City and back to St. Louis. The ambush will bring in some offensive players. Esque comes in, Michaud comes in, as well as Fassone. Here is Martinez. He'll try one.
Oh, that was Torrealba. Dom Francis down. That was inadvertent, but there's no love lost between Torrealba and this team. Good play by Ejimadu sliding out.
Vandegrift plays it over to Andreos. 9.5 to play. Christian decides to hold up. Plays it to Lennis. Now Souza. He may have had it poked away from behind. St. Louis across the half line to Drouet.
Get a pause in the action. We'll revisit one of our favorite features on our broadcast on this date in Kansas City indoor soccer history. I've picked two. There have been a lot of games post-Christmas, pre-New Year's throughout the 40 years of indoor soccer here in Kansas City.
A lot to choose from.
Little love tap in the corner.
Yeah. That is Lennis who gets run down in the corner. He's going to be okay. Kyle Atkins there, chatting with him. There's Chalbot in there. He is the making his debut for the St. Louis Ambush here in Kansas City. Ejimadu kicks it up. It deflects over to Marquez, who taps it forward. Souza goes to gather it up on the boards. Zach Drew is there. Souza is out with it and a foul. What a foul is called against Kansas City. Maybe there was something a little before we didn't see.
Take a look on the replay.
No, maybe
I think it was probably that first one before that.
Yep.
Right on the boards. Lucas Souza gets up wanting a blue card right away. Then realizes the call was against him.
Here's Machad. Pokes it high into the air for Chacunte. Axel taps it into the corner. Ball pinballing around. It
opportunity.
Comes out. Machad shoots. Souza sacrificing his body. Blocks it for Kansas City and a foul called on St. Louis.
Ejimadu just getting a hand on that there. MSLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more.
Comets have the lone goal in this quarter. Leo Acosta, his third on the year, gives Kansas City a 3-goal lead, 5-2 our score. Both these teams will meet on New Year's Eve day at St. Charles Arena on Wednesday. And so we are very likely to see a little bit different lineup in St. Louis than what we're looking at now.
I'd say for both teams. Kansas City for sure. Because they have to come back and play Sunday. So it's like, how do you manage these 3 games in 8 days?
Here's Tristan Austin. We chatted with a member of the front office, and they said Coach Stokic is treating this like a 3-game series instead of just 3 games on your schedule. So managing time for these players. Chacunte knocks it out of bounds, and a timeout is on the field. We've got a timeout, so let's take a break. And when we come back, we will continue here from Cable Dahmer Arena. We're in the third quarter. Kansas City with a 3-goal lead over their I-70 rivals, the Ambush.
In a car wreck, why should I call DM Law? Because whether you have a $10,000 fender bender or a multi-million-dollar case, we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. A client of ours was in a wreck and had a minor head injury. We were still able to put over $23,000 in his pocket. Another client of ours had a severe leg injury, and we got them $1.1 million. Big case or small, Mike's got this. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Hurt in a car wreck? Call 405-900-9000.
Bonavia at Withers Farm, brand new 1- and 2-bedroom apartments in Liberty, and the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Enjoy modern luxury living. From spacious walk-in closets to a 24-hour fitness center, we have you covered. And yes, your pets are welcome too. Stop by or visit us online to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home at the Bonavia at Withers Farm.
This Midwestern Missouri matchup, well, you don't have to. You can come join us here at the Cable Dahmer Arena on January 4th at 4:05 p.m. for another rivalry game. St. Louis Ambush versus the Kansas City Comets. Comets outscoring the Ambush at this point now, 5-2. We've got 7 minutes, 39 seconds left in the third. Sending it back up to Nick and Eric as action continues here at the Cable Dahmer Arena.
Yeah, this is game 4 of 6 between these two teams, and it's kind of amazing that we're going to wrap up the 6-game series early in January. So, go figure.
There'll be a little bit of San Diego Soccer's back and forth at the end of the season, too. What a way to bookend the season.
Why not, right? Ejimadu looking for Marquez. Took one of those funny hops off the dasher boards and into Paulo, who's up and throwing to Falsone. Here's Falsone again. Nacho poked it away from behind. And kick towards Ambush's side of the field. Paulo will let it bounce off the wall. And we've got a down player.
Looked like Falsone maybe. Ran into Nacho.
And he's down on the field. You can see him in your lower left-hand corner.
And the challenge flag just came out. So it's going to be interesting. I was watching the ball down the field. Be interesting to see what we see on the replay here, Nick.
Falsone appears to be in some significant pain. So when we get our crew here to wind back the, well, tape, in quotation marks, we'll see what happened here. But like you, Eric, I had my eyes down the field and I did not see what happened to Falsone.
Well, and here's the thing. The play was going on the other side of the field. After the referees whistled an injured player, then we saw the challenge flag come out from the St. Louis bench. But this is the reason the league has video review, particularly plays that take place behind the action.
There's head coach Jeff Locker, as well as assistant coach and GM Donnie Alberti.
Here we go.
Let's take a look here. So, there's Falsone. Falsone, there he is right there.
All right, keep it. There's one push.
Oh,
I don't know. NPSL rules. That would be play on.
It would. It would. Now, if I mean, could anything go against Falsone for a dive?
No, but you could call a common foul there off the replay, or you could. We'll see what Kyle Atkins has in mind here.
Foul on Nacho, no blue card.
So it's a foul.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah.
They'll advance the ball up the field, foul off the ball. Good time to take your down 5-2 potential momentum changer. Good challenge flag, in my opinion. And because there was a foul, Nick, even though it wasn't a 2, the challenge flag gets run back by Kyle Armstrong back to the St. Louis bench.
Now Kyle Armstrong is explaining this to head coach Stefan Stokic.
So it was a quasi-successful challenge, right? There was a foul, so it's like they get a second chance on the challenge flag. If there had been nothing there, then they would have lost the challenge. And it looks like a yellow card issued to the Kansas City bench.
It's the second one to issue to the bench, I believe. if I'm not mistaken. Had one in the first half.
This is one of those situations where you're up 3 goals. You don't want to lose your cool and lose momentum in the process. But clearly, the Kyles have been calling things that the Kansas City bench has not agreed with. Mentioned Kyle Atkins' experience. Kyle Armstrong, I've seen him call games not just indoors but outdoors throughout Missouri too. So both of them with indoor and outdoor experience.
Francis tried to thread the needle and get it up to Barry. Instead got chopped down and a foul on the ambush.
Mentioned NPSL earlier. I very intentionally, for this day's history, I picked 2 NPSL games. One that involves Commissioner Keith Tozer and one that involves Nick Vassos.
Oh.
How about that?
Okay. Let's see what Mr. Bergerud's got up his sleeve. You never know.
The
evil laugh from Bergerud.
My official archivist, the professor, hooked me up.
Shout out to the professor. Chacunte. Lennis trying to take the ball away from him. It deflects out wide. And Michaud will go back to Paulo. Under 6 to play here in the third. Comets with a 3-goal lead. Chacunte. Briggs. Torrey Alba. Yeah.
So on this day in 1991, the Kansas City Attack, led by head coach Keith Tozer, defeated his future team, the Milwaukee Wave, 22-11 at Municipal Auditorium.
Here's Marquez from Dirtle. Kicked away.
3 goals from Peter Hattrup, 2 goals each from Zoran Savic, Larry Julius, and Brian Haynes.
Oh, those are some names. How about those names?
Those are some names.
Legendary.
And Zoran Savic winds up becoming the Attack coach in the next year and winning Kansas City's first indoor championship.
That's right. Fasone into the boards, and it is a blue card on Holloman. Kyle Atkins pulling the blue card. Holloman will be sent off for boarding. Let's have another look at it here.
So Kyle Atkins is right there watching it, right? And he put him into the boards. I mean, you don't challenge this. The referee's right there. I see Coach Stokic had the challenge flag, and then he dropped it. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to bother. The referee's right there. He saw it right in front of him. That's a 2-minute penalty.
Yep. And I think Holloman knows that. I mean, anytime you're close to the boards like that and you're challenging, it's got to be careful. Okay, so Comets go down a man, but if you're a Kansas City fan, here's the good news. Kansas City has been tremendous on power plays. I don't know if this is the exact number, but they have killed, I believe, 10. They've been down a man 11 times, and they've killed 10 of those power plays.
And I believe the only goal was a penalty kick goal that they allowed in.
Okay. Here's Torrey Alba, Esque, Martinez out there as well, Fasone and Briggs. Alba, Torrey Alba, near side, over to Martinez, one touch, fires it on the volley, just above the crossbar. Comes off to Torrey Alba. Back over to Martinez. Here's another shot. Save, Ed Jamadu.
Torrey Alba loves shooting from left to right. Mentioned that in the pregame.
That's his spot right there. Looking far post now. And it's knocked out of bounds off of Barry.
Take a look on the replay here as Torrey Alba just takes one touch. Trying to go far post and well read by Philip Ejimadu.
Corner kick to the ambush. They have 57 seconds left on their power play. Torrealba to Briggs. Hit it first time. It deflects.
I thought that was going in.
I did too. Barely missed far post. Comets back defensively. Now Martinez with a shot. Ding dong off the post.
Echemadu just got a piece of that. Back to live
37 seconds left on the advantage for St. Louis. 3:26 to play in the third. Comets leading by 3. Over to Briggs. Now Eske. Near side Torrealba, one touch, moving to his left, a left-footer shot. Goal! Torrealba to Martinez. Power play goal, St. Louis, and they are within 2.
Good ball movement. Eske knows he has Torrealba far side. Didn't take a shot that time. Cut back on his left. Tap-in goal. Get passed on his left. When you have that runner going the back post, good things are going to happen. 5-3.
Second assist, correction, for Torrealba. That is assist number 2 on the year. And for Martinez, that is goal number 1.
He's looked good.
Yep, he has. 5-3. Holloman out of the sin bin. Kansas City back out on the floor. 3:05 to play in the third. Ejimadu chips it into the corner looking for Reggett. Reggett marked by Robbie Cristo. Cristo, one of those big bodies. Reggett poked it away, gets the ball back himself to Lennis. And now Lennis will survey the ambush defense and play it front and center for Acosta. Foul on Drewy.
He's going to get a 2.
He's going to get him. Oh, he's going to get 2 minutes.
Now, if you're cynical, Nick Bassos, you could say that's a makeup or an even out. It was by the boards. We'll take a look. It was contact above the shoulders, so they're watching that pretty closely this season.
And then Lennis is up. And the Comets will go on the power play. Let's see how the Comets have done this year on power play. Well, 1 of 7 on the power play this year. The ambush 33% in penalty killing. So the Comets a 14% on power play. Looking to improve that number here and to extend their lead back to 3. Acosta, Tetsane. Here's Tetsane to the corner. Shot. Goal! Zach Reggett with the hat trick. Tetsane the helper. Kansas City back out on top by 3.
Kansas City does something interesting on their power plays. They shift all their left-footed players to the right and their right-footed players to the left to create good passing angles, good shooting angles. So you have Tetsane with Acosta. Tetsane with Acosta. One more time to Tetsane. He's going to look wide here. One touch, left footer goal. We'll take a look from the other angle. He knew Reggett was going to be there in the corner, and once again, shooting across the goalkeeper's body. Absolutely nothing that Paulo could do. He has to guard the front post, and you go, or guard the near post, you go far post, good things are going to happen.
Comets with 6 goals, 2:13 left. Torrealba and Mikey Lennis get tangled up. Thankfully,
once again. Hey, this is only game 4 of the series, partner.
Oh, man, I know.
Imagine what's going to happen in games 5 and 6. I think that Torrealba's made some friends on the Comets, and I think I could have seen coming. Falzoni,
Right.
I didn't see the Falzoni and the Comets defenders coming, but there you go. Good turn.
Marquez. He's got it. Ding dong off the post again. Rion tries to rise up for a second one. And I guess that's going to be a foul called on Kansas City. Boy, look at that square right off the far post.
Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider. I'm going to hold that thought a little bit.
And Arreos.
Who's back on the ground, partner?
It's Torrey Alba.
No love lost. This started game 1 in St. Louis, and every game you can sense there's a little bit of friction between Torrealba and the Kansas City Comets. And for me, that's okay, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mikey Linus being held back. Torrealba being held back.
Kyle Atkins and Kyle Armstrong both come over to the referee's crease. Kyle Atkins is our crew chief.
Well, while we're waiting, let me finish what I was saying. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. So you see on the replay, it's a push.
Yeah,
it's a push.
It's kind of squishy.
It's a push.
It's squishy. I don't know.
But
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's a push.
But
his reaction to roll it over 4 times.
What do we say here on this podcast? Not everything is a blue card, right?
True. Not everything is a foul.
Not everything is a foul. Not everything is a blue card. The fans love having blue cards called all over the place, but sometimes you just let them play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they discussing if anybody came off the bench? Maybe.
We had this question arise last game here in Milwaukee and Kansas City with Comets players.
That's Zed Umar, who was over there talking to Kyle Atkins and Armstrong. And now Kyle Atkins is going over to the St. Louis bench to talk to
Donnie Alberti,
who is steaming mad right now.
Well, when the schedule makers set up Kansas City and St. Louis to play 6 times early and 4 in a row, some of this was inevitable, right?
Yes.
Inevitable. So for those of you in the St. Louis metropolitan area, if you're looking for a good time on New Year's Eve, make sure you get to the Family Arena in St. Charles. It ought to be a barn burner.
Good thing we don't have any field mics too close down there, right?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Have to get the bleep button going. Good ball by Ramirez.
And Andreos gets by Robbie Cristo, trying to get by Machad. And then Robbie Cristo knocks down Andreos, and then Robbie Cristo is giving Andreos the business.
Cristo
saying that he died.
No, Cristo is no. He's like, get to the weight room. Watch this. So
yeah, there it is.
And he's like, get up.
There he is.
Get to the weight room, young man. It's a foul, right?
Oh, my gosh.
It's a foul.
Hang on, everybody. 90 seconds to play in the third. Comets with the restart here just inside their yellow line. Tetsane over to Reggett. Dummies it now. Acosta launches that one up into the atmosphere.
So I teed up that you were involved in one of the games on this day in 1996. Your first year, the Attack outlasted the Cleveland Crunch 17-13 on this day. And you speak of some names. Oh, the challenge flag has come out. I wonder if this is going to be for Cristo's elbow.
Oh, it smells like an extra man on the field.
We'll see what
they've got. Too many players on the field. We'll see here. Kyle Atkins coming over with the red flag here to make the announcement of what Kansas City's challenging.
Yep, too many men. Good call, partner. They can take a look at this. So, in your first season, Cleveland Crunch, which was like the hated rival for a lot of teams,
Right.
Lita Shantrid and Goran Hunyak scored hat tricks. Wild West Wade had a goal and 3 assists. And the attack held Hector Marinero and Zoran Karic to just 3 goals combined.
Oh, gosh. That's a good night if you can hold those 2 to 3 goals. Let's take a look at this, Eric.
Let's count some numbers, okay? So the ball gets kicked out of bounds by Acosta. They're going to put the ball in play. I see 3 people. 4.
Okay. 5, 6.
There's a guy coming off the bench there. That's what they saw.
Yep.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Whoever jumped off the bench late or jumped back onto the bench, that would be the extra player the Comets bench saw. So watch this.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. 4, 5. And then there's a 6 coming way back.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. Now we see it. Let's see it. I mean, I'm sure Kyle. The Kyles can see that, certainly.
Brian Sigich was pretty proud of himself giving us 2 Kyles for this broadcast. He has promised the 2 Brians later this season, so we'll just see when that's happening.
It's just a good thing I haven't called him Kyle Atkins, because that's the 3rd Kyle in the referee team.
Well, it's Kyle A and Kyle A, right? and you know who was here at the game I saw was Brian Martin. So I talked to him before the game, and I'm like, Sigich did it to us again. Huh?
So it would appear, just from our vantage point up here, that too many men for St. Louis. Stokic would. Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Huh.
I didn't. The interpretation on that, it looked like he was outside the line. Somebody will text me and explain this, so sit tight. This will be St. Louis's ball.
Okay.
Still 6-3.
And Comets lose their challenge flag.
Critical here for the Comets defensively because they've been known to give up goals late in the third, so you have to, after losing this challenge, be really focused defensively. Do not lose your marks because going into the fourth quarter 6-3 is a whole different ball game than 6-4.
Michaud. Back to Martinez. Martinez kicks it up the field. Vandegrift and Chikunte give chase. Chikunte dodging red jerseys, deflecting back to Tetsane. Comets shoot it up the boards to Andreos. He tried to play it back to Tetsane, and it tumbles on back to Paulo. 46 seconds left in this third. Comets lead by 3. Tetsane chests it down, gets it over to Souza, who tried to go for the volley, couldn't reach it. Now O'Keefe. He is fouled by Tetsane. And Andreos obviously committed the foul. Ball sent into the corner for Falsone. Marcel Berry is there. Here comes DeBray Holloman.
Good clearance. Sometimes you just knock it out, regroup.
St. Louis heading it back. Final seconds ticking off here in the third. Riley Urey on over to Martinez.
What
shoots!
a save.
And now, wow, what a save by Ejimadu.
That could have been the fourth goal. Ejimadu held tight. Take a look at this replay. Once again, Martinez, he's been terrific tonight. Try to go short post, and Ejimadu, what a reaction save. Got his right hand out.
That's the end of the third. 3 goals, 2 by KC, 1 by St. Louis. Don't go anywhere. Come back for the final 15 minutes next.
At Furniture Options, we make it easy to get comfortable fast. From individuals to businesses, we provide stylish, ready-to-live-in furniture within 2 business days. Choose your package, set your schedule. We'll take care of the heavy lifting. Furniture Options, temporary furniture. Real comfort. Visit FurnitureOptions.com to get started.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
Nobody does sports medicine like OSI does, which is why we are now the official sports medicine provider of the Kansas City Comets. We believe in a comprehensive, whole-person approach to medical care. We put in the work off the field so our players can succeed on the field.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
On the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on X. So much happening. You know, it's sort of, with an 8-team league, it's been a little bit quiet in terms of games in November and December, but when you start seeing the January schedule, it really pops. So a few games still happening this coming week as we head into the New Year's.
Earlier today, Baltimore winning at home against Milwaukee 10-7. The Wave did close to within one late, but they could not close the deal, and Baltimore remains undefeated at home.
So here's the thing. Yeah, the Comets got torched there. Milwaukee lost. They're still both losses. So sure, goal differential at some point, but for Baltimore, and I know there's Baltimore fans watching because I'm hearing from them right now, you've won both games at home against two rival teams, and you still haven't won on the road. I think they've got a game coming up New Year's Eve at Utica. That's going to be a really good test/opportunity for them because that's a game they can win, but will they win?
Right. And Tacoma, one of the I can't remember off the top of my head, Eric, are they the only undefeated team?
They are the only undefeated, and so but in Tacoma's case, all three games at home.
All three games at home, and they go to San Diego, is that right?
They go to San Diego, so that will be a test for them, and a place they've struggled in recent years. Can they get some points out of San Diego and bring it back home to the Pacific Northwest? So this week is shaping up in a lot of different ways. Tomorrow, the game to watch, Milwaukee played in Baltimore today and has to do the two-step up to Utica. So
gotcha.
The benefit for them, at least they didn't have an evening game. They had an afternoon game in Baltimore, but they go up to Utica, difficult arena. Utica, I think this is a must-win because you're 0-2 at home to start the season. You do not want to start the season 0-3 at home.
No.
With Baltimore coming in a few days, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And if you're Milwaukee, you were feeling really good after you beat the Comets here and thinking, okay.
After beating San Diego.
Hey, the Ron Newman Cup is coming home. It's coming home to Milwaukee. And this is a very difficult league, especially with 8 teams. And so everything has to be earned this season. I see Milwaukee bouncing back tomorrow, but Utica, if you're Everton's team, everything's got to go. You need that win.
No question about it. Alongside Eric Bergrud, I'm Nick Vassos, and Lux Elzinga down on Silverstein Eye Centers Field. Welcome in to Cable Dahmer Arena. Fourth quarter action is underway. The Comets lead the ambush 6-3. Comets trying to win their 6th game of the season. St. Louis trying to get above 500. They are, trying to get to 500. They're 2-2-1 on the year. Comets are 5-2. Here's a ball tracking back towards Paulo. Michaud shepherds that one to Paulo, who lays it off. Rogers kicks it up the near side. That one to Falsone. It gets under his foot. Acosta channels that one back to Ejimadu. And Ejimadu's pass broken up by Riley Urey, who gets up on his feet, kicks it towards the goal mouth. It shoots across Falsone's shot, and now a whistle and a foul called against St. Louis.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bashchavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Sure, they're going to be covering this game as they dissect the weekend.
Good show. Check it out. Ooh, Comets. Now Francis. Oh, Paulo, yet another save. We got to check
fast.
We got to check the number of saves here for Paulo. Stand by for that. Paulo up the boards to Michaud. Michaud, far side to Chalbon. Now back to Torrealba. Torrealba plays it into open space. Robbie Cristo in the area. Zach Drewy will take it. Tristan Austin front and center. It comes to Chalbon.
15 saves total.
15 saves. Thank you, Eric.
Sure.
On back to Torrealba.
Getting a little bit of that Nelson Santana love from Comets fans.
Chacunte with space. Chacunte, he scores! Axel Chacunte.
Well, that was Jeff Michaud.
Was it Michaud?
Yeah. And watch, nobody stepped to him.
Did he get a piece of it in the last second here? Let's watch.
So Chacunte holds it up, and here comes Michaud. He's like, okay, fine. I'm just. So he went low. It bounced up off of Ejimadu's leg. 6'4".
Jeff Michaud. Even with one shoe untied, he finds the back of the net, and it closes the gap to 2. Jeff Michaud. Hello. And I apologize to the Ambush fans for having the wrong player on that one. Meanwhile, back at the other end, Kansas City. Not much of a threat there. Cristo gets it out. Here come the Ambush back the other way. Here's a shot. Ball loose out in front. Cleared away by the Comets. Now here's a 2v1. Lucas Souza.
He was trying to figure out which way do I go? Do I go Andreas or do I go Barry? And misplayed the ball.
It's Cristo in the right wing corner. And a foul called on the Comets.
Take a look at the replay here. Robbie Cristo. It's a foul.
Yep. Michaud with his 4th goal of the season. Play is back underway. 2 and about almost 3 minutes into this 4th and final frame. St. Louis and Kansas City, game 4 of 6 during the regular season. Kansas City playing for the Success on the Spectrum I-70 Series Cup. They lead 3-0. They can win the cup tonight with a victory. Now Michaud. Poked away by the Comets. Back to Martinez. Into the corner goes to Drewy. Drewy battling. He goes down. Here comes some help from Martinez. And finally a whistle. And that'll go against St. Louis.
Drury tried to play the ball while he's on the ground. He'll come off the field. Not much sympathy from the Comets fans.
None. Comets. A lot of these fans have been here for a lot of these St. Louis battles, whether it's the Steamers or the Ambush. Ejimadu with the Ambush closing in, plays it up to Rion. Marquez back to Vandegrift. Nacho angles it for the corner, looking for Rion. Rion's big body clears out some space, and a foul called against the Ambush.
Michaud can't believe that. Tetsane wants to take this. He's waving Marquez off.
So Tetsane and Francis behind the ball. A couple of big left footers there on the left side of the field. And might be getting a delay of game warning against St. Louis from referee Kyle Armstrong.
So he's got Francis short and Reggett back as left footers, and then Acosta, Marquez on the other side.
Here is Zach. What a save. Rebound. Goal, Kansas City.
Ultimately, it was a left footer taking the first shot and another left footer putting it away.
(7-4) Comets lead.
Tetsane to Reggett, good save, and just a great reaction from Francis to get a foot on the ball on the rebound. Reggett, what a save by Paulo, and just a toe poke in.
Nothing he could do about that.
7-4.
11-12 to play. Not out of reach by any means. Dominic Francis, his second go-around with the Comets, first time back in 2021 during the COVID tournament, on loan from Harrisburg. And with Harrisburg sitting out this year, he is now playing with the Comets a full season. Ball bounds into the stands off of Kansas City.
Torrealba again. Here comes Paulo. We've seen this one before, Nick. So the Mashad warning was for dissent, not for delay of game.
Gotcha.
He did one of those where he raised his hands in the air and kind of threw it down, and I think Kyle Armstrong got the message.
Fans are booing Torrealba. Foul called on Andreos.
Well, we haven't seen Nelson Santana lace up the boots yet this season, so somebody else needed to step up. So
let's watch this one again. Andreos marking Torrealba.
That's a foul.
Here's Cristo with a blast off the glass, goes out of bounds. KC will have it.
So Cristo is playing defender, but kind of coming up when he needs to. He took that shot and didn't place it where he wanted, but the power on that shot is still for real.
Vandegrift going forward. Vandegrift gets it over to Rian. Rian tries to shoot. Good defense by Christian Briggs of the ambush. Comets maintain possession. Here's Henry Ramirez forward for Vandegrift. The current defender of the year, two-time defender of the year, I should say, is battling over there on offense, and a foul called on Chad.
Two St. Louis University alumni going at it. They had a great run this season, making it to the Final Four. Congratulations to the Billikens.
Meanwhile, at the other end, St. Louis operating on offense. They'll take it away from the goal. Tristan, oh no, that's Rogers with the ball, correction. On over to Cristo. Here comes Paulo, acting as the sixth attacker. Paulo sends it into the corner. It bounces off the shoulder of O'Keefe and right into the arms of Ejimadu. Ejimadu throws down. Zach Reggett hits it on a volley. That one tried to go short post with that one. Rebounds far side. Cristo's over there with Dom Francis. And Mashad picks it up. Here come the ambush. Trying to get it over to shot. Goal! Whoa! Another one from Mario Falsone.
He's good.
He is.
So watch this. Bishaw with good vision. Sends it up the line, and it looked like DeBray Holloman got his feet caught up in between him right here. Falsone went low-ish. 7-5. St. Louis will not give up.
not going away. Comets back with possession. 6 minutes have gone by in this final frame. Here comes high pressure from St. Louis. Trying to force a mistake on the Comets in the back. Ejimadu right up Main Street. Kick back towards St. Louis's side. Headed up into the air. Nacho will guide it back to Ejimadu. And then laid off to Ramirez. Ramirez. Pass across the line to Marquez. Here is Rion. Up to Henry. Henry turns and faces. Tries to get it over to Lucas Souza. Not a lot of space to operate there, so he'll bring it back out. Vandegrift's pass deflecting to Ramirez. Now Nacho kicks it into the corner, but it's out of bounds. It'll go to St. Louis. Stokic animated on his bench, encouraging his players. As Ejimadu.
Good job by Falzone making sure it didn't go over his head. That would have been a 3-line pass.
Here's Reggett heading the ball to the far side. Briggs had a hold of his arm. Bounces to Torrealba. He gets it to Falzone. Now Tetsane on over to Barry. Barry shoots loose and cleared away by the St. Louis ambush. Reggett gets it again. Left side of the goal. Acosta. Acosta. Shot. Goal! It's Lucia Tetsane. Comets back to a 3-goal lead.
Good ball movement here from the Comets. We'll watch on the replay. Starts with Ejimadu in the back. Goes diagonal to Reggett, who's going to lay it off. And Acosta will lay it off. Toe poke in. 8-5 Comets. Heading into the media timeout. There's Acosta one more time. One touch, toe poke, 5-hole.
Let's take a break. Kansas City regains their 3-goal lead. 7:26 to play in the game. 8-5 Kansas City. We'll be right back.
Dahmer Arena in honor of his 30th anniversary as the voice of the Kansas City Comets. The Kansas City, Missouri City Council will proclaim January 8th, 2026 as Nick Bezos Day in Kansas City, and we will be encouraging all the citizens to join in celebrating his remarkable career and his role in helping Kansas City's voice be heard on the global soccer stage. We will honor Nick during our game on January 11th against the Milwaukee Wave. I cannot believe I have the pleasure to congratulate my friend and co-host, Nick Bezos, on 30 years of Comet soccer.
Oh, my God. Lux, Eric, I couldn't have two better partners for this. This has been a labor of love since 1996, my first game when I saw the Milwaukee Wave in Milwaukee.
That's what's so cool is it works out that the game you got to call was the same team you called your first ever game on KNHN AM. In 1996. So congratulations, partner. Kansas City loves you.
Eric, I know you had something to do with this. Thank you so much, partner. I really appreciate you. What an honor.
So you better show up at City Hall.
Oh, I'll be there.
They're waiting for you.
I'll be there. Here's Marquez trying to go over O'Keefe.
3-on-2 opportunity.
Here's Mashad. He's on his horse and runs right into Dominic Francis, who knocks it away. Comets get the ball back.
Good job by Rion Marquez tracking back, too.
A dummy ball by Francis. Nobody was beyond him on the St. Louis side of the field. Here's Paulo. Paulo kicks it long for Robbie Cristo, trying to head it on target. And Robbie Cristo is down. And Robbie Cristo's holding his head. Here come the St. Louis trainers out there to take a look at Cristo.
No messing with head injuries these days, right?
Cristo making his season debut here tonight in Kansas City. DeDuca Carvalho, who is their target player, is out for the season because of a torn ACL in his leg.
Well, and we saw what happened to Cristo a few years ago in St. Louis. Injuries like that, they're devastating, right? We saw Marcel Berry go down here. We'll take a look here on the replay.
And I don't think Vandergriff had contact above the shoulder with him. It looked like it was the ball. But I'm glad Robbie is on his feet and is heading to the bench. You're right, Eric. I thought maybe that Robbie would play a little bit more target in the absence of DeDuca, but you're right. He's played in the back tonight.
And then they're just bringing him on certain free kicks, etc. Doing a little bit of Vandergriff, kind of chugging down the right side too. And there's the challenge flag.
Here we go.
If you got it, use it, right? 6:23 left. So they will challenge this and look to see whether this was contact above the shoulder. We'll see what the Kyles are looking at on their monitor down on the Silverstein Ice Center's field. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's Vandergriff. What's hard to see, it looks like he hit him in the arm. Let's take another look.
Okay.
Yep. It looked like he hit him in the arm.
Yeah, shoulder. Yeah, shoulder area a little bit below, but quick decision there by crew chief Kyle Atkins. And this is going to be St. Louis ball just outside of the Comets' yellow line. Souza and Lennis are in the wall.
So it'll be interesting to see when Paulo makes the run up here, down 3 goals.
Martinez goes off the glass, ball loose in front. Rogers.
That was well designed too. I was kind of surprised SK didn't get that in.
Briggs pops it forward. SK on the volley. Ding dong, and it goes in. SK with the fist pump. And they are back within 2.
He got that one in.
Wow.
Good ball movement. And Briggs just lofts it over Souza. Off the far post and in. Really good pass there. Well-weighted pass by Briggs. One touch, SK. No way Ejimadu was going to save that, and it's 8-6.
St. Louis, this just in, not going away.
Team has moxie. Is that a word?
Yeah, you just said it. And as the Comets go back on offense, Riley Urey digs it out of the
boards. Look at SK. He's wide open if they can read him.
Sure is. And it is Chukunte. Dirtle steps in front and funnels it back to Ejimadu. Here comes some pressure from St. Louis. It rolls back into Ejimadu. Under 6 minutes to play in the game. Comets lead by 2. St. Louis has ratcheted up the urgency, and it shows. Acosta on back to Ejimadu. Looking for Reggett. Martinez got there first. Now Henry Ramirez with Michaud.
Ejimadu can't touch it.
Acosta now up the far side to Reggett, and Reggett tried to settle it, and it popped off his boot and goes out of bounds.
Disagree with the call tonight? You might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review with Phil Levanco and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on YouTube.
5 minutes to go. 5 minutes here in the fourth. Acosta goes down, back up on his feet. 50-50 ball fought for. Acosta's there in the middle. Still going, but now a foul called on Leo.
Tonight's attendance here at Cable Dahmer Arena, another great holiday crowd, 4,763. Comets continue to lead the MASL in attendance.
Great job to Brian Roth and the Comets front office. My son is here in attendance tonight with 3 of his buddies. Paulo rips one from beyond the yellow line. It lands in the corner. O'Keefe is there, running up on it, and blocking it now is Tetsane, who kicks it back into the top of the area. Comets finally cleared away. Dangerous with that loose ball out in front of the goal. Torrealba gets a boo from the crowds as he touches the ball. Back to Michaud. Michaud looking, holding. 4 minutes. Fans let him have it. Lennis is over there. He goes down, and a foul called on Torrealba.
We saw the last couple seasons, Kansas City fans. They're going to give a blue card.
Blue card.
We saw Kansas City fans boo Nelson Santana every game. I think that Torrealba, he's going to be a well-known name here at Cable Dahmer Arena.
Number 19, St. Louis, 4 fouls and a half.
That's four fouls, 4 fouls and a half. You don't see that too often.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so Comets will go on the power play.
Yeah, if you're the Comets, you've got to respect Will Eske, who's a great short-handed goal scorer, and here he goes again.
And he is still fast. Ejimadu and Eske tumble down onto the blue turf. Comets maintain possession. Here's Acosta. He runs up on it, leaves it for Nacho. Down to the corner to Marquez. Now front and center it comes to Leo. Comets a 2-goal lead late in the game. Reggett shoots. That one partially blocked by Martinez of the ambush. Martinez and Reggett still battling on the boards. Reggett had it poked away from behind. Eske is there. Comets will try some pressure here. They play it to Paulo, and now Paulo lifts it over the half line. Headed back towards the Comets goal. Tetsane is there. 3:02 to play in the game.
Saw a somewhat similar situation recently, Baltimore and Milwaukee, and Baltimore just basically killed their own power play. Milwaukee tied the game.
Down to Marquez. Marquez shoots, looking the upper right-hand corner, and it was blocked by Martinez. Boy, Martinez has been all over the place tonight for the ambush. 2:41 to play. Comets lead by 2 on the power play. 40 seconds left on the advantage. Reggett, skip pass. Acosta down to the corner. Nacho, shot! Goal! It is Rian Marquez with the hat trick. Comets lead 9-6.
Well, we said at the start, Coach Stokic wasn't happy with his target players' play in St. Louis, and so what do? Reggett's been hot. Marquez has been hot. Good ball movement here. Acosta, Nacho, Rion Marquez, tic-tac-toe. One more time. Acosta, no-look pass to Nacho in the corner. Nacho far post. That was a pass, not a shot.
Yep.
And when you have guys making backdoor runs, back post runs, good things happen, Nick.
Zach Reggett fitting Marquez with his hat. And Kansas City scoring 9 goals tonight against the ambush. Nacho Flores, his second assist of the game, his third on the year. And for Marquez, that is goal number 10. Goal number 10 for Rion.
Paulo's thinking about coming up. Good opportunity to come up now.
St. Louis ball. 2:07. Here comes Paulo. Briggs blasts it right off of Marcel Berry.
Foul.
And a foul called on St. Louis. Here's Tetsane. On up to Reggett. Reggett over to Ramirez. St. Louis is going to have to do something special here in order to avoid losing their 6th straight to the Comets. Rogers right on the hip pocket of Henry Ramirez. Henry plays it wide to Souza. Souza into Ejimadu. His pass goes off a Comet player and deflects back to Henry. Here's Ramirez. Now Tetsane rolled forward to Reggett. Reggett gets it to Nacho from behind. Yuri knocks it away. Reggett heels it back to Nacho. Nacho doesn't see anybody forward, so he backs it up. 1 minute to play. 1 minute to play in this one. And the Comet faithful have stuck around here to see the hometown win. Looks like they're going to improve to 6-2 on the year. Here's Tetsane on over to Nacho. Ejimadu forward for Marquez. Paulo will come off his line.
Respect there for Marquez. He didn't go in hard on the boards on Paulo there.
Yuri. I think that's O'Keefe down there. It might be Falsone, but it's blocked off the line. Nathan Nerdle, that's the second block off the line the Comets have had today. Comets might be one of the best block shocking. That would be shot blocking. Yeah, there we go. Thanks. Yeah. I had to. Yeah, that reverse that. Anyway, last few ticks of the clock here at Cable Dahmer Arena, and this one is going to be in the banks. A hard-fought game between these two rivals. And folks, there are still 2 games to go. One on New Year's Eve day. Then the next one to wrap up the 6-game series will be Sunday, January the 4th, here at Cable Dahmer Arena against the St. Louis Ambush. Comets win 9-6. They have won the I-70 Series Cup presented by Success on the Spectrum.
So Brian Roth, did he volunteer to say I'm bringing in this trophy onto the field? So Lux is going to be down on the field for the trophy presentation in lieu of a post-game interview as the Comets win the trophy for the 2nd consecutive year.
Comets get the full 3 points. They're now up to 16 points. St. Louis falls to 2, 3, and 1. So
well, and a great game from St. Louis. I thought they battled back every time the Comets would score. St. Louis found an answer. They just didn't find enough answers. And big games on the Comets for Reggett and Marquez. But, I mean, we call Torrealba's name a lot.
Yep.
Mostly for goal scoring, right?
As we thought we would.
And Falzoni, So the Stars came out tonight. Will Eske had a really great game tonight, too. Scored a couple goals.
Yep. So there's Rion Marquez. Hat trick tonight for Rion, the big Brazilian. Here comes the cup. We've got Lux down there on the field. I'm not sure who she is going to talk to. I imagine she might talk to Coach, maybe.
Nacho Flores should be getting the trophy, maybe.
The captain, maybe?
Maybe.
One of the cool things here at Cable Dahmer is the players sign autographs whenever they can. And that's even right out over the dasher boards. All right, so are we ready to go down to Lux, do we think? Let's go down to Lux with our trophy presentation.
I would like to welcome to our video camera Justin and Amelia Long from Success on the Spectrum. They are the sponsors of our I-70 series tonight, and they will be presenting a trophy here to some of our gentlemen. If I can get some of the players over here. Come on over, gentlemen. It's time, gentlemen. This is Justin and Amelia Long from Success on the Spectrum. They are sponsoring the I-70 series this year and are presenting our championship trophy for the second year in a row to your Kansas City Comets!
And hey, there it is. The only team to win the I-70 Series Cup and the Central Cup, Eric Bergeron.
It's a historical fact that nobody can deny, Nick Vassos. Totally true.
The Comets have won their first trophy, but that's not the only one they won. They've got their eye on a prize on something a little bit downstream from here. So let's take a break. And when we come back, we will wrap it up here from Cable Dahmer Arena. Comets winners tonight, 9-6 over St. Louis. We'll be right back.
This is automatic. This is automatic.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we'd love to see you at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
Our menu is handcrafted to have something for everyone.
Everyone.
My favorite, the Butter Burger Deluxe.
Definitely cheese curds.
Chocolate frozen custard.
From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We'll make all your favorites fresh.
Fresh.
Fresh, just for you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Philip Ejimadu, another win in goal tonight for the Kansas City Comets. Kansas City wins 9-6 over St. Louis. Both these teams back in action coming up on New Year's Day down in St. Charles. That'll be a 3:05 kick inside of St. Charles Arena. Final thoughts there, Mr. Bergrud?
You think that might be a little bit testy on New Year's Eve afternoon?
I mean, playing a team 4 times in a row, the answer is yes.
Big games for Zach Reggett, Rion Marquez, both got hat tricks. That was the answer to what happened last Sunday. Now it's if you want to win the championship, these games coming up, these are the games you need to win. And if you're St. Louis, you got to win at home. You have to hold serve if you want to get one of those 6 playoff spots.
And they got to show something that somebody told me. What was that? Moxie?
Moxie.
You got to show that moxie.
You absolutely do.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at Cable Dahmer Arena. Thanks to our crew here at Cable Dahmer Arena, producer Devin Brower, director Tristan Borelli, replay operator Noah Lamson, camera operators Paul Stokes, Dylan Pluth, Drew Snyder, Steve Wagner. For my broadcast partner Eric Bergrud and Lux Elzinga, I'm Nick Vassos. Good night from Cable Dahmer Arena.